Hello, everyone. I hope you are good. Welcome to my episode 3. In this few episodes, we are covering the issues around marriage. So, first and foremost, I want to thank everybody that has taken their time to like, to view, to share, and to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. God bless you. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. It won't cost you anything, but I would really appreciate that you do so that you can get a notification every time a new episode is being launched in my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Lerato_V. You can also follow me on TikTok, LeratoV, on Instagram and Facebook, LeratoV Adeyemi. Yes, we are back at the difference between marrying right and marrying the right way. So we are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of marrying right and marrying the right way. In our previous episode, in episode 2, we discussed a few reasons, possible reasons why men marry and why women marry. And the fundamental reasons I believe you should find as a green light for you to go ahead with your marriage. Those were love, companionship, and God approving the union. So in this episode, I want to go into details of marrying right and marrying the right way. I briefly discussed what it means on the previous episode. If you've not taken time to watch it, please do watch it, because it's like continuation from where I stopped in the previous episode. So today we are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of marrying right and marrying the right way. Now, the advantages of marrying right and the disadvantages of marrying right. I'm just going to give 3 points on each. So number 1, if you marry right, there is sufficient grace to pull you through all kinds of tests, issues, tribulations you find yourself in. Remember, I said the fundamental reasons I think are appropriate to give your green light to go ahead with your marital destiny was love, companionship, and God. Let us say your reasons are companionship and love. Okay. Now, where there is love, there's a place of forgiveness. Yes, if you love someone, you forgive them. And where others see the evil of that person, you see the good of that person. So meaning your spouse will find home, will find peace, will find reason to be a better person when love is the root of that union. When love is the root of that union. And again, another disadvantage, let it be like in case where your reason to marry is companionship. You will not be moved by emotions. No. You will be moved by reasoning, because you married to have fellowship, to have companionship, to have a partner, someone that you relate with easily, you don't struggle, someone that you discuss personal issues, whether it be work, family, friendship, or money issues with, and you find a way to resolve them together. So now, in a place whereby there is companionship that is the root of your marriage, you'll not just pack up your things and leave your house. You will not do that, because now you didn't enter the marriage with your heart, but you entered it with your IQ. You entered it with enough reason that this is someone I decided to spend the rest of my life with, no matter the challenges that we face. You still find a way to resolve it. So basically, people that marry because, let's say, God approved it, or love or companionship, they'll always find solutions to their problems, and they do not just decide to go and leave their marriage. It's hard because there is a strong reason as the foundation of their marriage. Okay, I will add on it again. Another disadvantage is that when now God is the reason for your marriage, let's say most of the features of that your partner or your spouse to be or your spouse are not what you would go for. When God is the reason, He always helps you to get through it. You know that if you go out, you are going against God's will. If there's a problem and you try to address it, it's not received the way you wanted it to be received. In fact, it is rejected. You know where to go to. You go to God and say, God, but you are the one who said this. Talk to my spouse. This is your choice for me. I believe your choice is the best. Hence, provide a solution. Then one way or the other, you find yourself in a place whereby you are good. I'll just mention two of the disadvantages of marrying right. Number one, when God gives you, or when you choose to stay with this person due to companionship or love, or God being the one directing you, they will oppose it. A lot of people will oppose it. People close to you, there will be a great opposition because God is love and God is seeking fellowship and is the one that unites people. So the enemy will stir people around you to go against it. It might be your finances, might be with health, or you will lose your job just prior to your lobola or your wedding or whatever. Or people will say this person is not good for you, but you know that God has spoken to you regarding this person, and it's only a few that will approve to it, but the majority. Why is that so? So that you can now look at numbers and say how many people are saying no to this and how many people are saying yes. You now play politics on your marital destiny. So that is very dangerous. Those are the disadvantages that will now require you to be sensitive. To be sensitive, not to follow people's leading, but the leading of God. Another disadvantage is that the person might not be your type. Yes. The person might not be your type, but there will only be that one thing that makes you to stay or to continue with that marital destiny. The person might not be your type, but there will only be that one thing that pushes you, that becomes like a baggage, like a load, a burden to continue with it. Continue with it. Now, when you now continue with it like that, now it will take time for you to accept. That's another thing of the disadvantage. Let's say, for instance, for example, you are with a man that is not financially strong, and you are financially strong. People will tell you, you'll be the one to take care of the home. But you know that God has spoken to you and said, this is your husband. So now the disadvantage of continuing with it is that you must prepare yourself emotionally, spiritually, psychologically to bring out the best in that spouse. In a man's side, for example, I can say, let's say the woman is big. She is big. She's a fat woman. She's thick. She's thick. She's a thick baby, a thick hand. And people will tell you, to have children will be a problem. Because at that age, if she's big like that, you will have problem. She might have BP, she might have business. So you have to prepare yourself. It will now become a journey that, okay, there are many things that I don't really like, but God wants me to go ahead with it. Or, but I find companionship in this person. Or, but I love this person regardless. I love this person. You now have to go on a journey with them to improve those points that you think are not suitable to you. Remember, even you're not perfect. So I don't think that you should also waive your weaknesses and just see your points as well. Even your spouse will have to go to a journey to overcome those. Now, the advantages of marrying the right way is that you get people's appraisals. They will praise you, they will celebrate you because you've done everything according to culture, according to what people say you should do it. Your person ticked the box. You've become everybody's role models because, let's say, perhaps you've married a rich man. That rich man, you started having surprise and proposal. From surprise proposal, engagement party. From engagement party, lobola negotiation, traditional wedding. From that is called wedding and celebration dinner, and then white wedding. Big white wedding, designers, everything, dress, suits, and what. And then you go on honeymoon. From there, you are going to your big house. Those are the advantages. You will not have stress. Everything goes accordingly. And number two, people would use you as a role, you see that one. She followed her parents' guidance. She followed culture. She did well. So her marriage will go well. People will wish you well indirectly, whether they like it or not. They will wish you well. People will want to come and celebrate with you. Those are the advantages. I'll also touch two disadvantages. The disadvantages of marrying right is that you always have that thing that because you've done everything properly, your marriage will succeed. That's where the danger is. Just because you've done everything they told you, your pastor, your parents told you, yes, we must listen to them and obey them. But just because you have this surety that your marriage is successful. Remembering that marriage is after all those things that I've mentioned: proposal, engagement party, lobola, court wedding, white wedding, honeymoon. After you come back from honeymoon, the real marriage starts. So those processes, they do not give you guarantee that your marriage will work. And perhaps if you find yourself in a place whereby you're married for money, what if that person loses all the money? What's going to happen? Are you still going to stay? So, marrying the right way makes you to have, prepares you for the ceremonies that takes place before marriage. Those ceremonies, white wedding, I want this dress. You go and spend 5,000 on a dress, 2,000 on a makeup, this and this on this. The whole family, you do a big wedding, you hire all, 6 months you are busy preparing. You are preparing, but you are not preparing for the marriage. You are preparing for wedding. So when Satan decides to strike you, foundation is zero. It's very weak. There's no foundation at all. That's when now we hear that a marriage is not for everybody. No, let's be honest. Were you preparing for marriage, or were you preparing to have the best celebration so you can have the beautiful pictures and everybody praising you, the best dress, all those things? Please, don't hear me wrong. Those things, they are nice, but that's not the real deal. That is not the real deal. So, that's one of the disadvantages of marrying right. Your focus is turned to, I want a perfect celebration, perfect everything. You forget the life after the celebration, and the food, eating the food and drinking, and everybody seeing you taking videos. Now, in conclusion, if you find yourself in a place whereby let's say you have two people that want to marry you, or you have two people in mind, and one will give you an opportunity to marry right, and the other will give you opportunity to marry the right way, I'd rather go for the marrying right. There's so much grace because you'll be in the will of God. Marrying the right way, you can. It's my wish for you to marry right once and marrying the right way. That is a jackpot on its own. If you find yourself marrying the right person, you have the right family, right community that can help you do things the right way, you've got all the support you need, you've got yourself a jackpot. You don't even have to go around preparing for celebration. Instead, you'll be staying at home and preparing for marriage, you and your spouse. If you've got so much support, you can handle deco to that one, you handle this to her, you handle that to her, you handle many things. You stay in prayer with your fiance or fiancé, so you can prepare for life after those ceremonies. But should you find yourself in the two, whether you are going the right way or right, rather go with right. Because most people that goes for the right way, they end up in divorce court. They end up in divorce court because what they faced in marriage is not new to people. It's not new. There's nothing new under the sun. They faced it. Our parents, our grandparents, they faced it. So rather force to marry right than to marry the right way. If the wedding is not going to go according to the way you want it to go, it's fine. As long as you are marrying the right person. As long as you are marrying the right person, you are marrying for the right reason. Leave the marriage if there won't be enough meat. It's fine. Meat is not marriage. Marriage is two people coming together to build a home, to build a life together, bringing godly seed. I've seen a lot of people that have been told that because you didn't do this traditionally, you didn't do that traditionally, your marriage will not work. And they're still married many years after. I've seen people that did everything right, the right way, still they find themselves in divorce court. What could be the reason? You tell me on the comment section what you think. Drop your opinions, drop your suggestion. You can give us a brief of your experience regarding this. Thank you. Stay blessed. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. See you next time.